Alright, so I'm going to make a quick guide on how to DM skip Ansem 2 if you do not have any air combo pluses. So the first thing you want to do is get him down to 2 bars of HP exactly. If you are on level 1, which is what I'm doing right now, and you don't have scan, which I'm not doing right now because I'm a cheater, then you kind of just have to feel it out, and it's kind of hard, but what you can do is just copy paste the combo that I'm going to show you throughout the entire fight, and you'll get a lot of clanks, but at least then you won't be guessing. So the first thing you want to do, get him down to 2 bars of HP, which is what I'm doing here. I could use Aurora to speed this up, but I'm not going to bother. Okay. At this HP, he's unable to DM. If I hit him once, he will immediately DM. His next action, he will DM. So what we need to do is find a way around that. So just about any attack that he does, except for the blue lasers, the swipe, the dark rush, those are blue lasers, the swipe, his submit attack, just about anything will work. Except for the blue lasers. Just don't try to make it work with the blue lasers unless you really know what you're doing, because it's a really tight window to stagger him from it. So whichever one you're comfortable with, if you don't mind taking the time and waiting for a specific attack, do that. If you just spamming blue lasers, you might just have to take the L because it's going to take forever. Like if he's doing this, spamming blue lasers all the time, that's just pain. So whichever one you're comfortable with. Dark Rush is probably the hardest to react to, and Blue Laser is probably the hardest to get the actual stagger because the window is just really small. Other than that, it's pretty free. Just make sure that when you get your first stagger, because not every attack is the same, you drop your combo and you start doing the combo correctly. What I mean by that is when you get your first stagger, you immediately want to drop to the ground and follow up that first stagger that you just got with a full combo, followed by 1 hit and then 2 hits. So the whole thing, if you take it in a complete vacuum, is 1 hit, 3 hits, 1 hit, 2 hits. You kind of will need to play the first hit by ear, because sometimes, like during submit attack, if you hit him during the attack, he's not going to get staggered. So you kind of just need to get in your damage as you can, and as soon as you see that first stagger, you drop your combo and do the rest of the combo. So it'll take some getting used to, but this is by far the easiest way to skip his DM if you have no air combo pluses, in my opinion. So since we got Dark Rush, as soon as we hit him once, he's going to stagger. As soon as we hit him, we don't have to, there's no guesswork. It's just 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Sorry, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2. There is some margin of error though, so you are able to recover from mistakes with this combo, which is really nice. For example, if you do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, you might think, oh, it's all over. But if you follow that with a 1 and then a 1, you do 1 hit, drop, 1 hit, and do then that order, you can still get the DM skip. If you flip the order of the last two, if you do 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, that still does work. It's weird and I don't like it, so I don't teach people it, but 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2 is the easiest way for me. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Hopefully I don't choke, because it isn't free. It still takes skill, but it is, in my opinion, the easiest way to skip his DM if you don't have R's and you don't have any air combo pluses. So yeah, here we go. Right there, that's a DM skip. So if you don't know what a DM skip is, for Ansem 2, basically as soon as he tried to DM, we slapped him and said no. That was his first possible action that he took below 2 bars of HP, and we canceled it. You need a specific timing on an attack. Usually you'll see runners do something with R's. They'll do They'll do, what do they do? They do 1 hit, 2 hits R's, I think. 2 hits, 1 hit R's. Some people do. It's just a matter of timing. You'll also sometimes see runners in beginner mode do something called merciless, which you do 2 staggers and then you do 2 strings of 3. So you do 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3, and that will also work to skip the DM. You just have to have your combos be right. This is similar to merciless in that regard, where you kind of just are doing a specific combo and it will line up perfectly, which is really nice. You'll have to get some practice with Ansem too in order to know when he's going to DM specifically, especially on level 1, because you can't see his HP normally. But that's why I recommend, if you're new to it and you're still learning, try doing that combo throughout the entire fight instead. So every time you get that stagger, just do the 1 1 2 3 1 1 2 sort of rotation, and you'll notice that the second hit clanks on the Guardian when he comes forward, if he's not DMing, and that specific timing for the that clank is the same timing for the DM skip, about 99% of the time. There's weird occasions where it doesn't work, but in those weird occasions the normal one wouldn't work anyway. So enough rambling. Let me go ahead and explain the next DM skip, because it is a little different. It is the same exact combo, it's just when he does it is kind of weird. So normally on beginner mode or other categories like that, he'll do 2 to 3 retaliations, or it's a time gated thing, one of the two, and then he'll DM again. So what you want to do is you can go ahead and DPS him fully for the next 1 or 2 attacks. Once you get the 3rd retaliation, you'll want to be wary of the DM skip and try to get the combo correct. Or you can continue doing what I just told you to do, which is just do it the entire way. You'll lose out on some damage and it's not optimal, but if you just want the DM skip, that's a perfectly fine option. So we just got the DM skip on the first DM skip, so we're just going to go ahead and keep DPSing him. And I'm going to go ahead and keep copy pasting the combo. That way it should just do itself, really. As long as I don't get some weird thing where Sora ends up behind the Guardian and clanks, or Ansem turns, or something weird like that. So here we go. That clank. There's the DM skip. There you can see I did the 1 2 1 2 3 1 1 thing. And there we go. It's really not that bad, I promise you. It's going to take practice, and your combos need to be decent, but it's pretty forgiving, I think. It is the only way I've ever been able to get Ansem 2 DM skip on level 1. On beginner mode with Merciless and with R's, neither of those really bothered me too much, but getting it on level 1, trying to do it the way that Mist used to do it when he was running, which was, how did he do it? It was some weird combo. I think it was very similar. I think it was 1 1 2 3, and then he'd jump really high and do like a 1 2, and the second hit he would delay it and try to get the DM skip. It worked for him, so if it works for him and it works for you, then great, but it was just weird. I could never get it to work for me. So try this out, see what you think. Let me know if it works for you, or if you think this is helpful. I tried to explain it the best I could. And I also don't have access to editing software at the moment, so I had to do it in one take. So hopefully it is not too horrible or hard to follow. I re-recorded this many times to try to get it right and not make any mistakes along the way or word things weirdly. So enough rambling. Hopefully this helped you in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, take care.